Welcome back to the Slasher Siblings podcast. I'm your co-host Cicily.
I'm your host Hayden.
And today we're talking about Rosemary's Baby. This was my first pick for my birthday month. This is a long movie. About 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was kind of long.
Yeah, it was. Came out in 1968. Got an 8 out of 10 on IMDb. As it should. A young couple trying for a baby moves into an aging, ornate apartment building on Central Park West, where they find themselves surrounded by peculiar...
I can't say it either. Just skip it.
Peculiar neighbors. The question from last week, you may ask: in what movie does the government sanction an annual 12-hour period during which all criminal activity is legal? It is The Purge, obviously.
Courtney Overlay was the only one to get that one.
Wow. Did other people guess?
No. I'm sure like a lot of people knew that. Just
Yeah.
hadn't said anything. But shout out to Courtney.
Thank you for answering.
Yep.
It was a pretty easy one, but a good one. I love the Purge movies.
True. Stay till the end for the next question that I have to get out of the box.
Stay to the end.
And yeah, so good job on answering that question. So let's get into your first birthday month movie.
Let's get into it.
Let's see. Let's start off with the cityscape opening. I thought it was really cool. It was just panning over the city while she was singing the lullaby.
Very
obviously,
fitting opening.
Yeah, it was, but there was obviously, we didn't know. You know, this was the first time I seen it, but the first time you watch it, you don't really know the significance of the lullaby.
Yeah.
Really, like truly.
You don't like pay attention to it.
Yeah. But then we get a little background info on Guy, that he's an actor. He's in these
famous.
plays. He's super famous. And where is this? Central Park West.
Yep.
And
it's a big time, big dude.
Yeah, for real.
They buy this beautiful apartment. Huge, by the way.
And we find out that some bad things have happened at this apartment. Someone killed themselves, right? The first time, and then then that chick killed herself later. Quote unquote. Yeah, so bad things have happened at the apartment, which is kind of chilling for the rest of the movie. It's kind of like setting the tone a little bit. Yeah,
it really sets it up for the movie.
It's like how exactly, what exactly are we supposed to be expecting?
It's a very it's very intriguing. This is why I picked this movie, because when I first watched it, years ago, I was like, holy shit, by the end.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Makes you think. And this was in 1986.
68.
I'm dyslexic.
68. And you're the one that read it,
I'm sorry. It's 10:30 at night. It's almost EP time. So if I say some dumb shit, just keep it rolling, keep it moving.
But then they started cleaning out the apartment, and they were trying to make it their own after, I think, the people died or whatever, killed themselves, whatever.
It's a very pretty apartment.
They spent the first night there.
On the floor.
On the floor. That was weird.
I would have.
I just thought that was strange that he got naked and then laid on a hardwood floor.
Yeah, no one cleaned it.
That's weird to me.
No blankets.
I can't sleep not on a mattress or I can't sleep on a hardwood floor.
With no blankies, no pillows.
Without something underneath me.
I could probably sleep on a hardwood floor if tired enough. But I have to have a nice pillow and a blanket.
Yeah, but I would probably use the blanket to lay on.
You could sandwich the blanket, so part of it's under you, part of it's over you.
Right. I couldn't just
Right.
flat lay on a floor.
I have fallen asleep on the floor.
All the time.
Yep.
But there's a carpet. I used to sleep at Graham's house all the time, right in front of the TV.
If there's a carpet on the floor, I can sleep.
Out. This does not have anything to do with Rosemary's
but
Baby.
You guys would not believe the places I can sleep.
Yeah.
In public, for sure. I have slept in public, like a homeless person.
She met
shame.
She met her first neighbor down in the basement.
Yep. She seemed.
Which I didn't write it down, but she said, "Oh, I thought you were the so and so, the celebrity," and she's like, "Oh, I heard that before, but I don't see the resemblance." That's actually her real name.
Oh,
whatever name
that's
she
funny.
said. Yeah, I didn't write it down. It was just some.
That's funny. I didn't realize that.
But she met the first neighbor, and they kind of became friends.
Yeah, they kind of gal-palled down there.
Yeah.
They kind of were like, they made a pact. Oh, we'll both come to the basement at the same time because it's creepy as fuck.
Right.
Valid.
Yeah, that was pretty fair.
Pretty fair.
And then, shortly after, the neighbor apparently jumped out the window. Which was kind of a shock, seeing as how the first person that she met just straight up jumps out the window. It's odd. But she also, by coincidence, met the owners of the building or whatever. So that was like a 2-for-1 deal there. Like one friend goes out the window and the new friendship comes in, apparently. Or they set it up that way. Then they ended up having dinner with the crazy owners. I thought they were crazy right from the first moment I saw them. Like
the vibes were...
Yeah. And them talking to the police and stuff, it was just, they were weird.
There's some shit going down in this building.
Oh yeah, for sure. Not to mention the fact that we find out later that shit did go down in the building.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they were definitely crazy. Strange. Then the owner shows up with her friend. And they just started knitting in her living room.
Yep.
Just kind of pushed their way in, almost. I think that the whole point was, like, they were just trying to get them to be friends. And trust each other, or like get Rosemary to trust her or whatever. It's
all a scheme.
Yeah.
The whole movie.
Yeah. But this has nothing to do with the movie, truly, but like I was watching Minnie while she was knitting, and she was not in any way doing any knitting.
No.
She was just moving the needles up and
just
down,
fucking around
just
with
flailing
the
them, and then like she's like, "Oh," and then like puts it away right away. There's no way that actress knew how to knit because she was just flailing her hands around.
She did a good job of pretending like she could.
I mean, yeah, fair. But I noticed immediately that she was just shaking her hands with needles in them. But anyway, that doesn't have anything truly to do with it. But they want to start trying for a baby now. I guess they're settled in enough that Guy was like, "All right, let's try to have a baby." She's like, "Oh, you mean it?" He's like, "No, I don't mean it." "Yes, let's do it."
You don't just say that for fun.
I know, that was kind of funny the way he was like, "Yes, I mean it." Like,
yeah.
Why would I just say that and not mean it? And then shortly after comes the little dream sequence. You know, that she ate the chalky aftertaste chocolate mousse and ended up having that dream sequence. Which is very weird.
Very weird.
All the people of the building are all around her, and her husband's there. And some like weird stuff happens.
It's kind of like a foreshadow.
It's like a seance meant to look like a dream.
That was fucked.
Yeah, it was weird. Super weird. Yeah. And she kind of believes that it was real.
Yeah.
And we find out shortly after that she is actually pregnant. So that took her mind off of it.
Yep.
Pretty quickly. But she's pregnant. That's what she was hoping for. But at this point, we don't really know truly what's going on yet.
Yeah.
But
you're just kind of like, oh, that's weird. That was weird.
And she just seems like super worried and upset all the time. And I get it.
It's her instincts.
Yeah, like they're telling her like something's wrong. And she's very worried about it. And no one believes her though. She's just crazy. That's it. That's how they act.
That's how people
you're crazy.
Act, around me too.
Yeah. Little loaf of bread.
Chunkabong.
Then everyone says how awful she looks, like all the time.
Don't say that to a pregnant woman. You guys are
Don't
so
say
rude.
that to really anyone, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly, anybody, but like, especially a woman like carrying a fucking baby.
Like,
leave her alone.
Like me, I don't have a sense of smell, so I can't smell anything.
You know what's really funny? I've been able to smell things the past like 2 days, and it's really weird.
Yeah.
Because I forgot how many things smelled bad.
And the thing, yeah, seriously.
We can't smell here on the Slasher Sibling podcast, but for some reason my sense of smell has been around the past, like, I'm not even kidding, 2 days, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm walking around, everything stinks.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's the good smells?
Well,
anyway.
We don't have a sense of smell, right? And
don't know why.
To me, yeah, I don't know why either, but to me it's like,
in the nose
hey,
times.
If I smell bad, I need you to tell me because I can't smell.
Yep.
But it's like, I have eyes. I can see that I look bad. If like in her case, I can see that I look bad.
Yeah.
Don't just walk in and be like, "Oh, you look awful." Like that's.
Yeah, but people can walk in and be like, "You fucking stink," and it's valid.
It's valid. I can't smell myself.
I tell Jesse all the time. I'm like, if it stinks in here, you gotta tell me.
'Cause I cannot smell. It's the same way with me too.
For just a little context, I said it's probably because we got punched in the face a lot. We did karate.
For people that didn't know.
In case you guys were like, are you guys okay?
No, we just punched each other in the nose all the time.
Hayden KO'd me once, and ever since then I can't smell, so.
Did I?
Yeah. Remember the time? They were like, hey, you two are going to fight, and I said, we're currently fighting at home. I don't think this is a good idea.
I don't remember that.
And they were like, no, you're going to fight. And I said, I'm telling you right now, this is not a good idea. You were, I was 15, so you were 18 or 19. And you punched me straight in the face, and I was on the mat, starfish. Do you remember?
No.
And I couldn't see for a second, and
No.
I woke up, and you were like, we're cool now. I said, I'm going the fuck home.
I don't remember
I'm
that.
clocking out. I was pretty pissed off. Just
I
because
don't remember.
they made us fight. I was like, guys, we are in a tiff at home.
Tiff.
So this is going to like come right out in the ring. I'm screwed. This boy's 6'5". I'm 15. Are you doing the math?
So,
we're fighting over the fucking last leftovers in the fridge right now. We can't do this.
I seriously doubt that was the fight, but yeah, so people kept telling her how awful she looks, and that was like terrible thing to say.
Yeah, that probably just made her sad.
But Hutch is apparently in a coma. He was just there at the house, and he talked to her.
In a coma, quote.
Yeah. And he called her the night before, said, hey, can you meet me tomorrow or whatever? I gotta talk to you. She says okay, and then all of a sudden he's in a coma. We find out later
Funny.
exactly what happened, but
Yep.
then she decides to throw a party.
No oldies invited.
No oldies.
Period. No one over 60.
Which
Get out.
means no witches.
Yep.
Basically.
She started to figure some shit out slowly.
Yeah,
She was
someone
pretty
was
smart
telling
about
her
some
that she didn't
stuff.
want to be around the old people anymore. She just didn't know what it was yet.
Which, guys, valid.
But then, all of a sudden, the pain stopped. Just out of nowhere. And I mean, that's good for her, you know. She doesn't have to worry about her stomach hurting. But then also, she then also, after that, felt it move. And that kind of made her believe in the people, the witches, more.
Mm-hmm.
And trust them again. Which, as we all saw, that's not good.
Exactly.
But it is what it is, I guess. She had to, go through it. But the pain is stopping, or has stopped, and she felt the baby move. So now she's in high spirits again, and she doesn't look awful anymore. And then we get a little bit about Hutch again, because he apparently woke up, told his wife, I think that was, that he wanted to give her a book. So that's kind of odd. He woke up for a second, said, give Rosemary that book, and then died. Which ended up...
I'm speechless.
Which ended up crossing T's and dotting I's for her.
Exactly.
So, good thing that he did wake up for that 3 seconds, whatever it was. But then, he also had a little message, was that the name is an anagram. The way his wife took it was the name of the book was an anagram, and she didn't quite understand what it meant, but he meant the name in the book, Steve, is the anagram. Which I thought was a very interesting plot point. It's very cool to throw that in there.
Very small detail.
Yeah, something that you wouldn't outright notice unless someone legitimately told you.
Googled it.
Or, yeah, now, I guess. But in 1968, they probably would have to tell.
Or 1986.
Or 86, yeah. But then she was looking for her book the next day, and Guy said that he threw the book away.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I would have been pissed. She said, why'd you do that?
Yeah, she was pissed, but, that's when it starts to get odd.
You're like, why would you do that?
I'm like, okay, why would you not want me to have the book? Why are you being weird about it?
I wasn't even thinking about it. Just did it.
You weren't thinking about it. Okay. Then she threw the necklace away after walking in traffic like that, but she threw it down the drain, which is understandable because it stunk and she could smell that it smelled bad and she didn't want to wear it quite anymore. So I get it.
Yeah.
Throw it in the sewer where it belongs.
Yeah, we can't smell, but we get it.
Yeah, we get it. But then she called the blind man and said, hey, I want to know how you're doing. Did, Guy have any of your belongings? So that kind of... She read that book. After he threw the book away, she went to get a new one.
She's starting to put the pieces together.
Witches need a personal item to harm other people. So Hutch was missing a glove. Blind man traded ties with Guy. So he is now blind because of the ritual, and Hutch is now dead because they took his glove. Starting to add up, and she's starting to add it up in her head too. But then she goes to talk to the doctor because she didn't, she trusted the doctor. And he smelled bad because he smelled also like that
shit,
that root stuff that was made up for the movie. That's not real in real life. But then she immediately goes to Dr. Hill because as soon as she gets the information that he also smells like that amulet stuff, she shouldn't trust him. Yeah. Maybe he's part of the cult. We can just call it a cult.
Yeah.
Coven.
Yeah.
Coven.
We can't speak.
But she's going to Dr. Hill because that was what she was going to go to in the first place, but then the Coven talked her out of it to go to Saperstein or whatever. Then when she's there explaining everything to Dr. Hill about all the evidence that she has and how it's weird that it's weird that all of a sudden all this weird stuff is happening and the pain went away and she feels weird about the baby and it seemed like the dream was real and all these weird coincidences are happening, and he'll call Guy and the doctor to come get her.
Come get this crazy bitch.
Yeah, which is kind of upsetting that he didn't believe her. And it ended up being true anyway. But
she was right.
Yeah, she was right. And I mean, she was very upset. I don't think that the right thing was to call the guys that she was upset about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, apparently, though, Rosemary had a boy. She had the baby.
She had the baby.
And
by the way,
it's just gone. And she thinks it's weird that her baby's just missing after having the baby.
Yeah.
It is weird. They just won't bring the baby in.
Yeah.
And they told her the baby was dead, but the baby was fine the whole time.
So rude. So fucked up.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems weird that they didn't want to, like, bring her into it. If that makes any sense. She's having the baby, but they
might as well keep her in the loop.
Right. Or at least try to see if she's willing to join or something. And I mean, if they would, I don't think she would have given up her baby or anything like that, but like, they didn't even try to like bring her into the fold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. But the baby's dead, which is unfortunate, you know, for her. She thought the baby was dead. But, she's hiding the pills, which is understandable.
Yep.
I wouldn't want to take pills that someone's giving me that I don't trust.
Yeah, you don't know them, you don't trust them, don't do it.
For all she knows, that these could kill her.
Yeah.
Eventually poison her, and she just dies. Because, I mean, they have the baby, so they don't really need her anymore, you know?
Exactly.
So, who knows?
They were giving her the pills.
Her taking the milk from her was weird.
And she was really smart by dipping her spoon into the milk.
Yeah. Just to see if, like...
She said...
Because if she was throwing it away, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah. But she's using it.
Yeah. So... She got her evidence there.
So...
But I thought that part was weird, how she was like, oh, throw it away. Well, then why are you having her do it then?
Yeah. Well, she has to do it to maintain her breasticles.
I mean, yeah, but like, when a mom loses a baby, do they still have to do that?
Loses a baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still lactating after giving birth.
Anyway.
We're gonna do some Googling later and confirm that, but...
Anyway, it was just weird that she was like taking the milk and then was just like, oh, you know,
we just dump it down the sink.
Okay, well, what did the spoon matter for then?
Yeah.
If you're just throwing it away.
Dirty spoon.
But she's extremely suspicious at this point, right?
As she should be.
As she should be. And she finds the secret party. Here I am.
Craziest part.
Yeah, it is.
She hears the baby crying through the window. Asks about the baby. The neighbors had a baby, apparently.
All of a sudden, a set of neighbors with a baby moves in.
Yep. So she hears it through the doors, breaks through the closet, finds the other door to the other apartment.
To the secret party that she wasn't invited to.
Rude.
Rude.
They stole her baby.
And then didn't invite her to the party.
Didn't invite her.
And then, you know, it was the weird scene with just everyone, like, basically gaslighting her.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And the way they were looking at her was so creepy.
And that woman screamed. I didn't understand what the hell that was about.
I was like, why are you screaming?
Shut the hell up.
Like, you're a Satanist. Why are you screaming?
Yeah, you're a Satanist. Why are you scared of Rosemary?
Yeah.
Like,
come on.
But then she goes over and sees her baby, wants to know what's wrong with it, finds out that they were, you know, called the Satanists, right? And they took the baby from her. And she's very upset. because she lost her child that she thought was going to be a normal child, ended up not being a normal child.
Nope, they stole his eyeballs.
Stole his eyeballs, yeah. But they eventually gaslighted her and convinced her into becoming a mother. Like an actual mother.
The one lady was shaking the crib really hard, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean...
I didn't like that scene.
Yeah, what the hell was that about?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I was like, I wanted to punch her through the screen.
Like, almost everybody on Earth, even kids know that you can't just shake the shit out of a baby.
You can't do
baby
that.
swing.
And the baby's like crying harder.
Yeah.
Come on.
Probably if you're doing something to a baby and they cry more and more, you should probably stop doing that thing.
Exactly.
It's like pinching a baby and then as they're crying...
then keep pinching.
Yeah.
Taking notes for when your baby comes out. I'm just kidding. If you're listening to this, I would never pinch you in the whole world, Atlas. Your dad might.
So, me. So then, that's the end of the movie, is her singing the lullaby and rocking the crib nicely and willing to become the mother of Adrian Morningstar. It kind of leaves off in like what happens kind of ending, because what does happen after that we don't know, but we can assume that she raised it
and it's fucked up because that was the big jaw-dropping moment, but her husband gave up her baby for wealth and fame.
Yeah,
like, fuck that guy. She spit in his face and I said, as you should.
Good for you. He deserved it.
Spit in his face again.
So I think it's accurately rated at 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
It
I'd give it like a 9 because it's one of my favorite horror movies.
That's good.
It's a long one, but it's a good one.
It definitely makes you think, like, because there's a lot of moments that it's like, this is really weird. What if this is actually happening the way she says it? And then, like, in this next scene, it's like, oh, maybe we are crazy. Like, you
it
don't
throws
know.
You for a big loop.
Yeah, you don't actually know what's going on the entire movie. Either way, you don't know whether they're actually doing something or they're just completely normal. But yeah, I really did enjoy this movie, and it was the first time I've seen it. So, yeah, 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's a good,
I'll give it a 9.
Good rating. So I got some fear facts.
Let's hear them.
So that moment that she was walking in traffic, that was real.
I figured.
Like, she actually, like, walked out in traffic, and the director was the only one willing to walk with her and record her walking. And it was funny because he said, no one will hit a pregnant woman. And then she just started walking out in the middle of the road, and he was following her with a camera.
I mean, he was right.
Yeah, he's right. And it, got a very good, moment in the movie. And it was basically a candid moment, I guess.
Yeah. Candid camera.
Also, like, the voice on the other end of the phone for the blind man, she didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
So, like, the look of confusion was actually real, too. But anyway, that wasn't one I had written down. Mia actually ate a raw liver.
Oh, no.
Even though she was a vegetarian at the time. Or vegan. Vegetarian, I think.
No.
She actually ate a real raw liver. Which is kind of crazy.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, it is kind of gross. But, this is Stanley Kubrick's favorite horror film.
Period.
So it's understandable that it would be a really good movie if he likes it, because he directed one of the best ones too.
Yeah.
The Shining.
The Shining.
It's
all connected.
But it's all connected, yeah. And then for my final one, the phone booth scene was all shot in one continuous unbroken shot.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
It did a really good job. And like the terror actually looked real on her face to me too.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. I like Mia Farrow. the movies I've seen, probably like 2 or 3, she was really good in.
She did a great job, yeah.
So that's all the fear facts I have. So why don't you read the next question?
By the way, I love the aesthetic of this movie.
Of course she does.
Obviously. Next question. Ready for this? Wolfman's Got Nards. Name the movie.
Okay.
Wolfman's Got Nards.
Okay, if you know that one with very little information
That's
to go off of, put it on the Facebook and we'll shout you out next week if you get it right. So, what is our next movie for your birthday month?
My Bloody Valentine.
My Bloody Valentine. I heard this is a good one.
I heard it too.
This would be
I
the
thought it would be
original,
fitting. Yes.
not the
Let's discuss which one we're gonna watch first.
the original,
before...
not with Jensen Ackles.
Okay.
The original. That's
What
the
was
one
the
you
other
wanted. Oh, what is the movie?
Psycho.
Yeah, Psycho.
With
You
what's
watched,
his name?
You watched the remake.
What's his name? With the guy
Vince
from
Vaughn.
Dodgeball. Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So
was
we're gonna
apparently
watch
good
that.
though, right too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the original
My Bloody Valentine.
My Bloody Valentine.
I thought
not
it'd be
the Jensen
fitting
Ackles.
for the second week.
Right.
Since Valentine's Day is coming up, and we do love Halloween, but we do love Valentine's Day because everything's pink. Everything's pink.
All right, so that was it for Rosemary's Baby.
Very good one. It's so good, people. Watch it. It's on Paramount Plus, and it's definitely worth renting on anything else, okay? I know it's a long watch, guys. Come on, sit down, get your popcorn, get a big bucket, get a fat water, get a nice blanket, light a candle, and watch Rosemary's Baby. Do it for the slasher sibs.
Go Hype Man.
I'm like ride or die for this movie, so
So
watch it.
Thank you
Thanks.
for listening. And that's it for Rosemary's Baby, and we will catch you
yeah.
next week with My Bloody Valentine.
Let us know
original.
how you like it. The original. We're discussing it now. So, thanks, guys. Catch you later. Happy February.